volume 0%.
Good afternoon, and welcome to More Than Meets the Eye. I am your host, Blind Prime, and this is Sugar the Cat. And for today, I have for you, let me get it. G.I. Joe Classified Series Gabriel. I have him driving the Slambulance from Mattel's WWE collection because, well, I got the Slambulance for him to drive. And there he is driving it. So let's get him out and take a look at this guy. If you wouldn't mind, go below and hit that like button, maybe make a comment, and share with your friends. So, get Gabriel out here. He's sitting in the... Get out of the way of the camera. You don't... Go over here. Sugar. Yeah. Yep. Come to the fingers that are making noise. There you go. Alright, so here he is. Set him up. Straighten out his legs. He's been sitting in there driving the Slambulance around the battlefield. There he is. Let's get him straightened out. And I'm going to remove this Slambulance in a second, but I wanted to showcase something to you guys. I took the Slambulance. Sugar! You! Oh, nuts. Everything fell out, and he fell down. Alright. Where's the axe? Okay, cool. Wait. Something's missing. Right? Yeah, where's the axe? Did it fall out? Aha! It did. Okay, cool. So, darn it. I just have the worst luck with these things. So, here we go. Getting the axe set back up in its spot. And apparently it fell from. Come on. There it is. Alright, cool. Blind people problems, yo. There it goes. I had to remember. Alright, so the Slambulance is really unique, and I wanted to make sure this gets showcased to you guys. The axe for barbecue, Gabriel BBQ Kelly, fits perfectly well in the in this little slotted area inside the Slambulance's area. No need at all for any sort of modification. Now, what you do need to modify is down here. What I did is, this is his backpack and the hose and his cool little flamethrower gun / fire suppressant weapon. I'm gonna go ahead and grab out the axe while I'm in here, because we're gonna put this thing away. But I did take a Dremel tool and I drilled a hole that fit the peg for Barbecue's backpack. So Barbecue's backpack can fit in here quite nicely. You put the hole for it. Let's see. Midway? Yeah. It's there's this edged thing that sticks out like an edged shelf. It's obvious where something's supposed to plug in there, but I don't have that accessory. Down a little bit from there, and then over a bit, and you can put that hole right there. What I did is I took the backpack for Kelly here, and I kept putting it in different places over here until I found a spot where everything would fit nicely, and it totally worked out. All right, well, we're done with this. Put the things back on. There's one, and there's the other. Come on now. Boom. Okay, cool. We're done with that. Let's talk about Kelly here. So, Kelly does not come with any sort of helmet. I was hoping that his face mask thing here would be a removable helmet. I thought that would be really cool, but sadly it is not. That's one piece. It's just a single head sculpt. It would have been cool otherwise, but oh well. Get him straightened out. Come on. There it goes. There. Alright. And let's get the Lego pad out here so we can measure his height. Kelly stands... Boom. Get that height measurement going. There it is. Ah, son of a... Okay. So 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 studs tall. Roughly. Sugar. Sugar, give me the bat. You're laying on it. Okay, thank you. All right, I'll remove the bat's backpack for this. There we go. Let's set the bat up. Boom. Back to bat action going on here. Okay. All right. So they are actually very similar in height. I think this little winged thing, this this bit, the dorsal fin like thing on top of the bat's head makes him just a wee bit taller than Gabriel BBQ Kelly. But here's a nice side by side comparison, and we'll do the shoulders. Let's see, can we? There we go. The shoulders are actually about the same height. No, I take that back. I take that back. Kelly's shoulder is a little bit lower than the bat shoulder. Okay, bat, go away. Keep your backpack with you. Okay, Kelly's got all of the articulation that you would expect. He does have a lot of armor on his chest, and that does inhibit his chest articulation greatly, but you can move it around a bit. It does have that articulation in there. It's just greatly declined by his fire suppressant gear he wears. He's got the typical loose right arm for some reason. That's just a mainstay in G.I. Joe Classified now, I guess. I don't know if y'all have had similar issues with your right arms on your G.I. Joes, but it seems like all of mine are loose. The sculpt for this, it feels like armor, but it's actually some sort. It's that gear that firefighters wear. It's the heavy fire suppressant gear. But it does feel like armor, and that's mainly because if you've ever felt a pair of firefighter pants, the fire gear that they wear, it's heavy gear. It's made of a thick fabric, and it used to be made with asbestos. I don't know if it's still made with asbestos or not, but the fabric is a very tight weave, and it is very, very heavy. So that's fire suppressant gear for you. It's basically armor. The sculpt for it is very nice. I think they did a good job reusing Destro's legs. Yeah, they managed to mold them just slightly different so that it isn't exactly a redo of the legs from Destro, and the feet are definitely a little different. The boots are definitely different. He's got some nice boots, and the foot sculpt work is the boot sculpt work is pretty good, though he has narrow toes. Moving on to his arms. His arms have the same molding as if he were wearing some sort of fire gear. It's pretty obvious. He's got nice fire gloves on. They go all the way up to his elbow, which, nice thick fire gloves. This guy is straight up made for fighting fires or causing fires. You move up to his chest. He's got this cool little dongle in the middle of his chest. It's a bunch of stuff that's propped out a bit more. It feels like something you would find on Darth Vader, but I'm guessing that's a rebreather section. Has probably condensed some oxygen recyclers in there and stuff like that to keep his oxygen fresh in the fire situation. On his back, he's nice and sleek. He's got the fabric of his fireman's outfit that goes all the way down. It's sleek, and it feels great. Smooth lines. You get up to his face sculpt. He's got this cool face mask on, like something you would find out of Transformers, and he's got, I think those are goggles, and then his helmet. It's an odd helmet. It's got two spots on the other side where his ears would be, so I guess those are sound suppressors / amplifiers, smart sound amplifiers, so he can hear what needs to be heard and not be overwhelmed by the crackling of fire, which isn't really cool. All right. Accessory-wise, let's get to the accessories. He comes with this little bitty hatchet. It's a nice little bitty hatchet. It's got a guard on his on the hand, which is pretty cool, and it fits into his right hand pocket, and a leg holster. It's a right hand leg holster. In the left hand leg holster, there's nothing right now because what belongs there is what's on his backpack. So here's his backpack, and I'm gonna set him down for a second. You just can you just stand over here? Can you just stand over there? Thank you. Thank you. All right. So the his backpack is a collection of 3 big tanks and a bunch of stuff underneath. It's got the textures of some mechanics. There's some valve texture. I bet you there's some readouts printed on there as well. The design of this is 2 of these mixed together most likely is some sort of fire accelerant, or 2 of these mixed together in different ways could be a fire suppressant. Like, that's the fun part about chemicals. You can have 3 different chemicals sitting next to each other that, when mixed in different ways, could create vastly different reactions. One mixed with another makes fire, but that one of those same chemicals mixed with a completely different chemical makes fire suppressant, and fun things like that. At least that's my headcanon for it. Apparently, it's got some flammable decals written on it, and it fits on his back quite nicely. He's got a little peg hole right in his back, which is how I determined the size of the screwdriver tip to use, the drill bit. I just kept putting little drill bits in there softly until one of them fit nicely and snug and didn't damage the plastic. All right, we take the little gun bit on the end, because at the edge of this cool 3-tank backpack that isn't very tall, but it's tall enough. There's this nicely textured hose. This nicely textured hose that runs off the back corner of the backpack, and it runs to the flamethrower apparatus, or it could be an apparatus for, like I said, producing fire suppressant. And then it plugs into the holster on his left leg. And finally, we get to the axe, which, if you're a fan of G.I. Joe, you know one thing about barbecue. It's if barbecue could axe a door of question, he axed the door of question. If he could axe a wall of question, he axed the wall of question. He was a big fan of axes. He was a big fan of using axes. He was a big fan of ensuring that the fireman's axe never got dust on it. And the nice thing is about this is you can take and you put the axe blade back down, and on the opposing side of the backpack from the hose, there's a little rectangular cutout there, and you can put his axe in that cutout, but make sure that the handle is sticking up. It may take you a couple of turns to figure out exactly how to put it in there, but it does fit quite nicely. And then like I said, the handle can be facing up, where he can easily reach around with his arm, and there's enough articulation where you can pose him grabbing it. That's pretty neat. All right. Well, guys, I think that's enough for this episode of More Than Meets the Eye. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I recommend picking up the BBQ Kelly, especially if you have a slambulance and you need a G.I. Joe classified figure to drive it. Here's hoping we get Lifeline soon. That'd be enjoyable, because I have a gurney that Lifeline can use as a prop. All right, well, until next Prime.